Hi, everyone. Welcome again to another discussion session right here at the APVA Awards. My name is T Code, and I am a podcaster, a voiceover artist, and I'm the creative partner right here at APVA. It's my pleasure to be your host for this discussion session where I'll be talking to one of our judges at the APVA Awards. Now, this person has been a judge before, not once, but twice at the APVA Awards, and now again is our judge, judging in the voiceover category at the APVA Awards 2024. Is no small person in the voiceover industry in Africa, is a voice acting and casting director from the East, West, and Southern Africa for avmworks.com. Is the founder of VOAFRICA and the Nigerian Voice Bank. I'm talking about no other person than Chukwuemeka Onunkwo. Hi, Chukwuemeka.
Hello, Delu. So happy you got my name correctly today.
Yeah, I had to. I mean, this is probably the third time or fourth time I'll be interviewing you. So yeah, it had to be right.
Right.
Yeah, thank you for being a part of the awards this year. It's always a pleasure to have you on. Your expertise has really impacted meaningfully into the awards so far in the previous years, and we're excited to see what you and the fellow judges are doing. I mean, how do you feel being a judge at the APV Awards again?
All right. First, I want to say thank you for the opportunity to be here to talk with you. It's always a pleasure. And also for the opportunity to be a judge this year. It's an exciting feeling. It's one I consider to be a privilege to be called up act in to act as a judge. It's beautiful. It's um it helps you appreciate the amazing talents we have in the continent, to see the competition and to see that the competition gets tougher every year. From the
Mm,
first year to where we are right now, to
mm,
then that is my math brain will kick in right now, but that is directly proportional to growth. It
mm,
shows that we're going somewhere, and we
mm.
are on the road to where we're going. So yes, it's a beautiful feeling, I must say. It's a rare privilege, and I consider myself worthy to be called up to judge.
Beautifully said, Emeka. And speaking about judging, this is an opportunity for us to spotlight talents in Africa, putting in the work and effort to ensure that um, the voiceover space represents the genuinity of the African continent in terms of expressing emotions and telling stories. So let's talk about the relevance of an event like this, the APV Awards, in the continent, in the voiceover space, to the industry at large and to individuals that are practitioners of the voiceover craft. What would you say is the relevance of APVA in this spectrum?
Right. The first thing that comes to mind is growth.
Mm,
It's when you have an award like this, and then you see that the first year you had, maybe just assuming that you have two people turning um turning their coming for the awards, and then the next year you have 100, and the next year you have 1,000. You see that if you have the plotted map, you could see the trajectory is going up. So
mm,
you could directly see that there is growth in the industry. There's also competition.
yeah.
Now, the other thing it does is, as people engage in it, people are also being inspired. People are inspired to do more, to do better, because they want to win. The glory associated with winning
Mm,
drive people to want to be better at their
mm,
craft. Now, when people become better at their craft, the industry grows.
mm,
Now, also, when you look at the talents, when a talent wins an award and a talent goes out to shout it out to the world that, hey, I won in this category, it helps boost the confidence of that talent. It also
mm,
helps for the visibility of that talent. That talent is also able to attract more projects to themselves. or more relevance to themselves in the industry or in the voiceover space at large. So it is both relevance to the industry, it is also relevant to the individual talents. To those who don't even win, they're going to be
Mm,
the ones to win next year. Now,
mm,
they spend the next year with the mindset that there will come a time when they will be putting in for an award like APVA. Then they
mm.
want to ensure that before that time, they want to put in some good work. It also helps them with every project they get. They remember that, hey, I want to do this so well that I want to use this to enter for the awards. So you
Mm.
see how it inspires them to be better without
Mhm.
without shouting at them. You already
Yeah.
inspire them to be better. So yes,
Mm.
I consider it really relevant.
Wow, well said, Emeka. And just as you said, growth is one of the key, factors or key things that what brings into the industry. And now I want to know a bit about the experience of being a judge for the APVA Awards. I'm not a judge, so I don't get to see what's going on behind the scene. But I would love to really know if I put in a nominee. I mean, if I'm a nomination and my work is up for entry and you have to judge it, what are the things that you're looking at? And what are the things that you think if you had the chance to speak to voiceover artists, especially those who entered for these awards, what are the things you would advise them to work on? Give us a sneak peek.
Right. If I want to take it from one of the things I'll ask, I want them to work on is um bring your bring yourself, pour yourself into your work. Be genuine. Now, I know that when it comes to a craft like voice acting, there are patterns with which you can deliver scripts. One of the things people lose in all of that is who they really are. Now, that's what makes your project unique from the other person's project. If you're somebody if you're a cheerful person, bring that cheerfulness into your project. Also, let's feel the uniqueness of your voice, not necessarily you trying to sound like the project required. But you
Mm,
also see that um, people struggle to enter into areas they are not very vast in, but they are very creative people, so they can manage to get so far, but not
mm,
to the extreme. So you see those ones naturally who have come to the point where they are one with themselves. They are
yeah.
one with their craft. They are one with their voice. They understand their voice. They understand how to deliver with their unique self. Then you see that they shine in
Mm,
in projects. So one of the things you want to say, I like to say to people is, try to bring in your unique self into your project.
mm,
Also, the way you deliver a project, an announcer doesn't have to always sound the same exact way. There is a
mm,
way it should sound in the books, but we're coming to understand that humans are emotional beings, and um, we don't respond to just one kind of emotion. So then we don't all have to sound in one certain way. So we don't all have to announce in one certain way. So then when you bring in that unique self while interpreting the script correctly, then you find that someone listens to that and someone is able to say, the way he says no is different from the way every other person says no. And just because he said no in a different way, I think this stands out.
mm,
Because you can be judged in a category where the guys are all extremely talented. In fact, to get to the point where you're nominated, then it means that you've done something really good. So you can be judged in a category where everyone is extremely talented and they've done fantastic jobs. Then what you're looking at is what stands out. Why
mm,
should it be A, not B, C, D? Then you now find that maybe it's maybe it's the smile with which this person reads the script. Maybe
Mm.
it's the playful character in this person's voice that makes this person stand out. Maybe it's just because this person just does it differently, but still interprets the script correctly, still achieve the main purpose. So that's where the creativity comes in. So when you become a professional talent, now the way you deliver scripts, you get to the point where you go beyond your director. Your director
Mm.
knows a certain way, but you can say to your director, there are other ways I can do this. And you deliver it, and you find out that your director, which has happened to me a couple of times. In fact, when I'm directing guys, I'll say, okay, read it after I'm done with the project itself. I'll say to people, read it the way you would naturally read it.
Mm.
Sometimes you find that, okay, I wasn't even thinking of this script in this way. Then you start all over again. You change your scope and you be like, this way you did it better represents your voice and also represents this project better. Then, so these are the things that helps people stand out. We're also looking at if you're doing if you're being judged in English, we'll be listening to your diction for instance, if you have the hate factor, deal with it before you come into an award category. Because if you scale through and get nominated, um you may not be able to go any further
Mm.
because we'll be listening out for those things. We're also listening out to how you interpreted a script.
Mm.
If a script is telling you to tell people to go take a vaccine, and you could have done the script, and the producer would have helped the production and everything would be so beautiful that your script can scale, yeah, your entry can scale into it can get nominated, getting to that final spot. But when it comes to that final spot, we're listening to more than just the production. We're listening to how believable were you? Did you drive the message?
Did.
Right. So,
Yes, I did.
so, so now those are the intrigues of being a judge, especially in a tight when you come into a tight category, which a lot of these categories are usually tight because there are amazing talents um all over Africa, really.
All right, Emeka, thank you so much. I mean, that was profound. I was gonna ask if you could give us some tips as someone who is a voice casting director. If we're gonna get a gig, right, what would be the convincing factor? But I think from most of the things you've said, the answer is already there in plain sight. So thank you for giving us such a rich answer. Well, to wrap this up, you've been here doing this for many years now. Your career has spanned since I think, late 2000s to the early 2010s, and you're still doing this. What projection do you see for the African voiceover space in the near future?
For me, I see the African the voiceover space transiting from doing voiceover for commercials to voiceover for entertainment. So I can see us doing a lot more projects that are not just advertising products, and which is where we seem to be lacking right now. Like the animation, the radio drama. Radio drama used to be a big thing for spaces like the Nigerian space. Growing up, it used to be radio drama. There used to be loads of radio drama, but at some point, all of that seems to have technology and the rest. Radio isn't so much of a big thing, but I could see all of that coming back, especially with social media. I saw a clip you guys did recently with the heartbreak. Now, and I said, yes, that's it. I said to myself, that's it. These are the things we are missing. It's projects like that will get a lot more talents involved because the commercials won't. So I'm like, yes, this is what I've been trying to talk about. That's where we should be going to. Yeah, so that the next guy out there wouldn't be thinking of when next he's going to get a project, which is one of the things I will be talking about in the conference when I talk about the vocal economy, your vocal
Yeah.
economy. So yes,
Yeah.
so that's the future. I'm seeing a future where we become much more entertaining with our voice.
creativity, and entertainment. Wow, that's so inspiring because
Yeah.
I'm also in the system and I'm happy to know that we're doing the right things. Thank
Right.
you. Thank you so much, Emeka. Ladies and gentlemen, that was it from one of our judges at the APVA Awards 2024. And he's one of those that has been responsible for selecting those who made it to, the winners of the awards. Thank you so much, Chukwuemeka Onunkwo, the founder of VO Africa, Nigeria Voice Bank, is a voice acting and casting director for AVM Works. Thank you so much for coming, Emeka.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
All right, there we have it. My name is T Code. I'm a voiceover artist, a podcaster, and your host at the APVA Awards. I'll see you next time. Bye.